Hello and welcome to COVID Conversations here on WNCU 90.7 FM, streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, and Instagram. I'm your host, Kimberley Cartwright, the News and Public Affairs Director at WNCU, and we're using this Zoom platform to talk about how COVID-19 is affecting our world. Durham County, North Carolina's main library is open for business now. After being closed since 2017, visitors are invited back to experience everything that facility has to offer. And here to talk about how administrators worked through the reopening after new construction and COVID is Library Director Tammy Baggett. Hello and welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
You are so welcome. And the Indie magazine showed some pictures during opening day of a crowd of people waiting outside in line to see what the library has to offer. What has the buzz been about as far as visitors are concerned getting back to the library?
Well, first, everyone is just excited that our doors are now open again and they can come inside and see all the wonderful things we have to offer. And I think that really is the buzz. People walk in and they are in awe of what they're seeing. They love our rooftop terrace. They love the furniture, the flow, our monumental stairs. They are just so excited about how the library looks in comparison to how our old library looked and what it has to offer for the community.
Right. I was there yesterday. It is completely unrecognizable. You would not know the old library even existed. So it is so very impressive, and people were buzzing around everywhere. Can we talk about the different levels? I know that when I came in, I was on the kids level off of Roxborough.
Yes, when you enter the library, well, and first, thank you for visiting the library yesterday, and I'm glad you enjoyed that experience.
Yes.
When you enter the library, you enter on Liberty Street side, and you will enter on the second floor. And on the second floor is our amazing children's space. There's an inclusive play area for the children. There's a lot of books and DVDs and computers for the children to use, along with their parents that are accompanying them. And then off to the right side of that space is a huge area that is very colorful, and we will provide programming in that space. And right now, when we're not using that space, people will also sit there to read their books and just enjoy the atmosphere. The first level of the library, which you have to go downstairs for, that is our teen space. And that is also an exciting area for the teenagers. They have gaming, they have computers there, a great collection of books, and we can't wait to have that area just full of teenagers using our space, reading and playing games and just connecting with one another. We also, on the first level, we have a maker lab, and in that area there are opportunities for 3D printing for teens and adults and all kinds of things that they can do in that space. And we have the flexibility of opening up those doors to the outside so we can expand our programming area there. There's also a sensory room that is specifically for children on the autistic spectrum disorder. And we also have a recording studio. So who knows, the next celebrity may come from Durham County Library from using our recording studio. And then, do you want me to keep going up to each floor?
Oh my goodness, yes. It was so much to take in. Please.
Yes, on the third floor, that is where we have our North Carolina collection. And before, in the old main, the North Carolina collection was spread throughout the entire building. It was a mess. It was all over the place. And now it's housed in one location. We have a lot of maps of Durham. We collect Durham history there, authors of North Carolina authors, and all things about North Carolina, but specifically the focus is on Durham. We also have a bank of computers for adults to use. And we also have a computer lab on the third floor. as well as you will find there our STEAM Maker Lab, and that's where the bulk of our 3D printing machines are. We have about 7 3D printers. We also have printers for cutting wood, sewing machines, cameras, just a number of things that people can come in. They can create, they can discover new things, and just be inspired to just create something that's absolutely fabulous. On that level where the STEAM Maker space is located, we have what we refer to as our STEAM stairs. One side of the stairs is specifically for just, general walking up and down the stairs. The other side, the stairs are bigger and it's for seating. And we have some furniture there. And it's also set up where we can do pop-up programs at our STEAM stairs. So we're excited about that. And then once you land at the top of the STEAM stairs, you are on the 4th floor, and that takes you to our incubator space. And that is going to be a popular space for entrepreneurs to work and just collaborate with each other to get their business started and to learn from each other. So we are super, super excited about that space and welcoming everyone in to use that area. There's also, off from the incubator space, there's an outdoor patio for people to enjoy. And it's been so wonderful to see people out there with their books, with their laptops, and just taking in the scenery of Durham. We also have, sorry if I'm going on too long here with all the things, but there's a lot to take in.
That's okay.
We also, on the 4th floor, we have our rooftop terrace. And that has been something that as people drive by, they can see this grass area and they're amazed at what it is. Now you can come to the library, walk outside and view Durham and just sit and enjoy books as well.
So tell me, all of this wonderfulness, how much did the renovations cost the library project?
This renovation, this was part of a bond referendum that was passed in 2016, and it cost $44.3 million. And we appreciate our community supporting and voting in favor of that. It was over 80% voters saying yes, they supported this major overhaul of our main library. So that was super excited. And then we were also fortunate that our Durham Libraries Foundation, they gave $1.2 million, and that was to make sure we had all the bells and whistles. And you visited yesterday, so I imagine you saw some of the bells and whistles that we have. Of that $1.2 million from the Library Foundation, the Friends of the Library contributed $125,000. So we give thanks to both of those organizations for assisting us with this effort. And those funds were, the other funds were raised through private contributions. And you'll see many namings of different rooms based on people giving. And we also have our donor wall. Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier about our auditorium. The auditorium seats 275 people. It has retractable seating. That is also on our first level. So that's another exciting space for us to welcome people into.
And it was amazing when I saw it. I just could not believe the vista that was on the outside to the way that it was constructed off of the second floor onto the first floor. It was just a beautiful, it was almost like artwork. So nice. So what was it like working through construction and COVID to get the library online?
Well, both working with construction and COVID was challenging, but at the same time, the most wonderful opportunity we could have. We worked with Vines Architecture, they're out of Raleigh, and we also work with Skanska and Holt Brothers Construction Company. And all three of those entities were absolutely fabulous. They listened to the community, they listened to the staff, and the final result is a product that meets the needs for our community and for staff. So that part was exciting. They stayed on schedule. We had a lot of input and consideration for the community and the different populations that we serve. And I believe we hit it on the mark with that. Now, COVID is what threw us off schedule. We were slated to open in 2020 on April 22nd, and we were going to announce that date to the public in March. I kept saying all along, we're not going to announce it too soon because we never know what may happen. Well, I didn't expect it to be a pandemic that would cause us to get off track, but we were just ready to go in 2020. But of course, with the pandemic, we were not able to do so. But we worked with staff to get prepared for when we could open our doors, that we would be ready. And staff have been so resilient to make everything happen that's needed. We had, before we officially opened fully, we offered library takeout here at this location, and that's where people could come into the lobby. They had placed books on hold and they could get books that way. And that was great, but it was really waiting for everyone to come into the building that we were waiting for. So we took necessary measures for making sure staff and the public would be as safe as possible. So we have screeners at the door when you enter. They also have a great personality and engaging. So this is about safety, not trying to make it difficult for people to get in the building. We just realized we needed to take every precaution that we could. We have an adequate supply of PPE. We like hand sanitizing to take place, wiping down things periodically throughout. So we've made it happen. And here we are, July 22nd now, 2 days in to being open at Main Library. And it is just so excited. I just can't contain myself. I'm really jumping up and down inside.
So I want to talk now about libraries in general. How do libraries connect with the community, and how important are libraries in the heart of communities?
Libraries are very important. There's always been the question, are libraries still relevant? Is Google replacing libraries? We all saw with the closing of libraries across the country how important libraries are to the community. People have been requesting long before we opened all of our other locations and Maine when they could get in. It was people wanting to know they could come in, have a sense of normalcy, to browse the books, to sit and connect with other people in the community. We really serve as that great equalizer. It's a place for education. It's a place for entertainment, just being collaborative and meeting with other people. We offer so much more than reading. It's the opportunity really for us to live out our mission here at Durham County Library of encouraging discovery, connecting the community, and leading in literacy. So we're just excited about all those things that the library offers. We like to pride ourselves that we provide more than the community is expecting, that we exceed their expectations.
Very good. And just like I said, I'm very, very impressed. I have to make a confession. When I went to the library, the first place that I went to was the Makers Lab. And I'm an artist as well as a news director. And I really wanted to see what the library could offer me. And I just was over the moon about the different things that I'll be able to learn to do and probably incorporate some of those processes in my own artwork. So thank you, whoever thought up that amazing idea for a Maker Lab.
You are certainly welcome. We look forward to you coming in and creating something here.
Oh, of course. Now, one other question. So what would you tell visitors before they come to the library? You talked about PPE earlier, but is there a mask requirement for people to come?
Yes, Durham County government is still requiring masks for all of our buildings, and that is to make sure that we are keeping staff and the public as safe as possible. We do not want it to be that we're asking who is vaccinated or not, and Durham County government has taken the stand that everyone wearing masks is just the best precaution for us to take. They've also provided us with the screeners that I mentioned previously. So they will go through a series of questions to make sure that you're able to come into the building and not be a threat to others because you're experiencing COVID symptoms. The group is very friendly. They're taking your temperature, and as soon as possible, they get you in the door. We had a little slow time getting everyone in the first day because it was quite an impressive line. going around the building. Now it's a good steady flow and it's very manageable with getting everyone in. So yes, masks are required.
Well, I would like to thank you, Tammy, for your time today. You're managing so beautifully Durham County Main Library, and it is an amazing, amazing building to go in to really enjoy what libraries are all about. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you inviting me to the show. Thank you.
Yes, and we want to thank you, audience, for watching via YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as listening on WNCU 90.7 FM. We want you to be sure to like us, to follow us, and to subscribe to our pages to see more of our archive shows. I'm Kimberly Pierce Cartwright, your host, and we will see you next time.